Our next speaker is Prasanth Kalangi, CEO of Zoniqx. His session, RWA Tokenization, Unlocking New Asset Classes for 2025 and Beyond, will provide insights into the next wave of tokenization opportunities.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity, Augustine, and the STO Summit. And then happy to be here. And then good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I don't know wherever. I'm dialing from India right now. I'm traveling. So Zoniqx is born out of an idea in 2017. We used to do real estate syndication as an LP on our land syndications in Austin, Texas. And I was the LP in this example and invested some of the land deals in Austin, Texas with my GP and a co-GP, where my capital got locked. And then that's where this idea was born. And it transformed into a deep tech company providing end-to-end RWA platform as a service play. That's how we started. And we operate in US, and also we just entered a German market in Europe. And we're also entering into other countries as well. So I think I've listened to a few of my colleagues here spoke about it. I listened to, I think, David from T0 and also Aaron from Mara. But I had to jump out and jump back in, and then I could not listen other speakers there. But I think I really resonate with most of the things what they have spoken, especially David in terms of the secondary trading, what's happening, and also listings. So I would just want to take a step back, right, and discuss about the RWA foundational blocks, right? So I mean, I'll call them as RWA blocks, core blocks, right? You got to have a blockchain to make this happen. You got to have an asset tokenization engine that knows the stuff to make this happen. You need to have the ecosystem play, whether it's payment rails, wallets, custodies, and you need to have a certain token standards, and you need to have a right asset types which are high in demand. I mean, some are very prominent right now is money market funds and T-bills, treasury bills. You got to have a proper distribution engine that can give you distribution on a primary sale. You got to have a liquidity rails, whether liquidity pools or liquidity to get the liquidity play. And anything on the top of it, whatever you want to create, right, based on the financial instrument that you're structuring, you can create on the top of it more products, structured products, and then more enablers that can take this forward, right? But where are we today? Because we started in 2017, and then we got our first client in 2021. It took us 3.5 years to get the first client to do it, which is a real estate single family home or rental portfolio of $50 million. We launched it on Polygon chain. We were the first ones to launch on a Polygon blockchain. So if you see the market, people are either doing blockchains, which are specific to RWA blockchains. There are few blockchains that claim to be specific to RWA blockchains. And there are companies that are the issuers who want to get the RWA projects, whether it's art, gold, private equity, funds, real estate, insurance, data centers, telecom side, any sort of whiskeys, right? I mean, any sort of project which is an issuers. And there are exchanges, which are ATSs, which are licensed exchanges based on getting the right license in US and other parts of jurisdictions who want to, INX is there, T0 is there, Securitize, some are trying to do it, right? And there are companies like Zoniqx who are trying to stitch everything together and then become the RWA app store. We do tokenization engine, compliance engine, primary, secondary, custody, everything, right? So this technology ecosystem has matured enough, right? But what exactly is the problem right now? All of us are trying to solve, right, for the last like few years, and then we're still trying to solve is the the promise why the RWA industry, the benefits of RWA industry that's promising, right? As like saying that, okay, so all the benefits from an issuer point of view, all the benefits from an investor point of view. To make that happen, I think I see three fundamental things we need to do, right? One is we need to really bring the outside community, which is non-Web3 community, into the Web3 space, meaning the traditional community, which is 99.9%, which is still not in this ecosystem, should be brought into this ecosystem in terms of like TradFi and bringing them onto the, I would not call it as a DeFi yet, into RWA ecosystem. That's number one. And number two is like really getting onto RWA finance once you have the RWA tokens issued and getting onto this, which is this DeFi, and then any collateral aspects of it. And the other part is getting the legal compliance regulation aspects is as a foundational blocks. Then interoperability, cross-border transactions, monitoring of transactions, any piece of the ecosystem, you can take it and then you can zoom into it, right? So this is the landscape of the entire RWA at a high level, and then Zoniqx positions itself. We position ourselves to be the infrastructure and the platform and the middleware layer, trying to bring this entire ecosystem together, where right from an asset issuer doesn't need to do anything in terms of like understanding, in terms of like how does the which smart contracts I need to do, which blockchains I need to be on there, how do I structure this, what is the token economics behind it, and how do I manage my investor onboarding, how do I do KYC checks, AML, KYB, where do I list these tokens, do I need to have like a private one, do I need to have like a listing on multiple exchanges, and how do I market these chains, and then how do I do investor management, the distributions after that, the payouts to the investor, all the things that come post, and what kind of like data I need to capture at the token level, and what are the standards that are there that I need to adhere to. And all this stuff is out of the box from Zoniqx that will come to an issuer. And the investor side also is seamless. I think like I saw a couple of colleagues also spoke about this, right? But where is the distribution right now? So who's buying these tokens? Yeah, so you got these projects on chain. That's great. But who is the buyer right now, right? Where is the buyer? The buyers are scattered everywhere. So what Zoniqx is going to launch very soon, I think, which is very much needed, and I believe the industry will appreciate this, and it's needed by the industry. People have tried to do it. We are going to launch something called RWA Connect. RWA Connect is the connecting engine from the sell side to the buy side. That means we have adapters and connectors to exchanges. We have adapters and connectors to broker dealers. We have adapters and connectors to family offices. We have adapters and connects to HNIs. We have adapters and connectors to wealth managers. So the issuers can subscribe to these adapters and then amplify their reach. And Zoniqx seamlessly brings this. And we have been building this for quite a long time. And we are going to launch this Q2 of next year, 2025. And I want to take this opportunity to state that out. And this RWA Connect hopefully will solve maybe a very slight, minute portion of the distribution, largest ecosystem, but without which the RWA kind of like dream, right, cannot be achieved. I think that's what the market is telling us, and that's what, because we have done about like close to 8 projects. I mean, 8 large projects. The total value of RWA issuances is very big, compared to the number of the sale of the tokens that were issued through this RWA, right? We have done through clients who use us, our technology got a special broker deal license, which in US, showing our technology, so which has been reviewed by the authorities. I was also part of the discussions. But really, where is the distribution here, right? I think that is a lot of companies are trying. Some of the companies I know are trying to solve it in their own way, but I think like there is no holistic way of solving it. I think that is the fundamental thing I think this industry requires, whether Zoniqx does it or some ABC is doing it or some all of the people who are in this meeting are trying to do it. I think like that is very much needed for the industry to be progressing and adapting to it, right? And then I believe this we have seen like in the last 6 months, we have seen like huge demand in terms of that. So I'll give you a simple use case. I mean, a use case that we have just announced. We have announced a use case which is about a private equity in data center tokenization, AI green data centers, private equity tokenization use case that's going to be launched on XRPL Ripple in 2025 with a company in US and Zoniqx and Ripple. So we three have announced it. It's a public announcement. And then that is a fantastic use case where it's doing a private equity in 3 different jurisdictions of the world that actually requires a very bigger cross-border compliance at a global scale. And it's a feeder fund mechanism, the way it's structured. And it's backed by a real asset, which is data centers that are AI-enabled data centers. And they're going to use alternate energies as well, not just regular energy. So that is one portion of it in terms of like as a private equity structure raising capital. The other portion is really data center infrastructure management service. How we record this on the chain, and then we are measuring 3 factors which are very critical for data centers: power utilization efficiency, water utilization efficiency, carbon utilization efficiency. These 3 factors are very, very important data points on the chain. And then based on this and based on the greenness of the asset, we're going to emit a carbon credit, which can be offset by the balance sheet of the tenants that are going to use the data center, right? So this is a one use case which is resonated well with the market. So the reason I'm bringing this example is that like there is like high demand assets. A data center is one of them. There is also an asset in the real world asset tokenization ecosystem where the market might not really want that. And then we're trying to forcefully push it, which we have also done it. Our issuers also have done it and then realized that, okay, so this is not the time for it right now. So, and then I think like a couple of them told about art tokenization. We're doing art tokenization as well. So the other topic that is more exciting for me, and then want to know opinion on this, is like RWA finance. So RWA is a part of the DeFi ecosystem, right? So let's say magically you've got these investors, the distribution happened on the primary side, and then there is a secondary aspect of it. So let's say I don't want to sell the tokens. I'm an investor. I'm latching onto a token, which is the RWA token, assuming that, okay, so the legality, the regulation, and the asset that you're trying to buy is great, that you bought it, and then I'm an investor. I have these tokens in my wallet or a third-party custody wallet. Great. And I'm getting the yield, the cash flow, the future cash flow that's promised to be tokenized. I'm getting that. I'm happy about it. What do I do with these tokens, right? So how do I actually make sure that I'll get, how can I even like enhance my yield that I'm getting it, right? So I think that's an area that we are exploring very deeply. And then I believe that's an area that's actually going to go, which is how you do RWA token staking, which is like a crypto term. It's not an RWA term, but there is fundamentals there are like some common fundamentals in these two. So we invest a lot of this market research, R&D, and then we are a very deep tech in building it. And then we have also launched a protocol called ERC 7518, which is the protocol that's on the EIP. And then that is an open source. That's for the EVM part of the world. And we also do a non-EVM chains, so which is called DISIST, Dynamic Compliant Interoperable Security Token, which is a non-EVM. So that makes your interoperability between EVM and non-EVM seamless. So we do issuances on XRPL, we do issuances on Polygon, we do issuances on Hedera, we do issuances on Hyperledger Fabric. So we are chain agnostic basically, because the protocols that we built make it so easily for people who are in a global companies or global issuers to be cross-chain and fully interoperable at scale. And that's what we have done. And then there's another use case that we are launching, which is with a NASDAQ listed company called Oxbridge, which is also another company by HCI, which is in the insurance business. And this Oxbridge is in the reinsurance business. So they are tokenizing the reinsurance contracts in the state of Florida, which is a great use case. The yield they claim is very high, and they are a public listed company. So they have to go through all the checks and balances and everything. And then that is a use case that the market has spotted very well, which we are going to do. They're going to do with Zoniqx technology and the entire ecosystem engine what we have built, right? And in addition to that, we have got the largest ecosystem in terms of integration with Chainlink to get some price feed data. And also all the protocols that are out there, and all the custodians, all the wallet providers, all the payment rails that we have got there, and all the network monitors and exchanges. We are partnering one by one, where we have integrations with seamlessly with all the exchanges that are regulated exchanges who can do RWAs. So we can do a listing with these guys and enhance the visibility of the token in terms of that. And we also have something called dynamic cap table management, where you do not need to see particularly anything. So if you have on a multi-chain approach, let's say your RWA project is a multi-chain approach, and you want to hit 3-4 communities on 3 different chains, and how do you actually ensure that the cap table is maintained without you going and doing a lot of stuff manually? So we have built something called dynamic cap table that gets all these multi-chains into consideration, and then using partition mechanism, that's what we have done. So this is the space that we've been living since 2017, and then this is an exciting space for us. And I'm really happy to see the space is being progressing quite well. I think in the last 6 months, a lot of issuers are coming right from institutional side to a private side, and they're very, very, very much interested to adopt this. And then we are seeing a dynamic shifts in this industry, and regulation clarity is what is hopeful in US, especially with the new administration. We're hearing that the deregulation is going to happen, and we are seeing the signs of it, because the number of projects that are increasing in US, we can see that is happening. So I think that's really about Zoniqx. That's about the work that we are doing. And yeah, so I just want to take this time and then speak a little bit about Zoniqx and what we're doing. And then we are bringing the traditional users into the RWA ecosystem, as I stated before. I think the money from the non-Web3 side has to come into Web3, and then once it comes to it, and then how we do it.